Hello, Astro van enthusiasts. This is Dennis Seatsma, Homestead, Florida, USA. It's August 29th, 2024. It's 9:02 a.m. It's a Thursday. I won't be doing these videos every day. This is going to end at some point because I don't have that much time to work on my 1994 Astro van project. I'm only doing these video productions when I have time, and I'm not doing it to make money. I'm doing it to help other Astro van, General Motors ML van enthusiasts, and sharing my 30 years experience of owning mine, such as this air conditioning compressor electrical connector that fails from time to time, part number 12101937. Now, you can get this and replace it, and the problem will stop if that's what is wrong. So you can physically inspect the condition of your connector on your vehicle and replace it if necessary. I don't like to use, I use crimp connectors only when it's convenient, and then I solder them, unless it's the kind of crimp connector you can't solder. Some of these, if you crimp them and solder them, you will, it'll flow up into the, like on the female here for 14 to 16 American wire gauge, the solder will flow into the connector, and then you can't get the male to engage with it because it's filled with solder. So I can't solder all of them, but I solder as many as I can for extra reliability, and then I use 2 coats of liquid insulation on the, I don't have it here, but anyway, I do 2 coats of that, and then I do 2 coats of the number 33 vinyl insulation tape. But anyway, today I'm hobbled because they're talking on television about the mosquito-borne illnesses that are causing all kinds of problems, and I had a colleague die in the 1970s, back when horse country was around Miami International Airport on the west side. It's now Doral, and no longer horse country. It's big city urban sprawl now, but Doral. But anyway, John Barron was a FAA colleague of mine, and he got bit by a mosquito while working at a radio site, and he passed away from it, and his son became an air traffic controller, John Barron the younger. But anyway, Eastern equine encephalitis, triple E, that is a deadly disease, and people that own horses should immunize their horses to slow the spread, because usually it's a mosquito that bites a horse and that bites a person, and that person can pass away from triple E. And then the other thing is West Nile. So for all those reasons, I can only work during the daylight hours on my Astro van. So today the focus is going to be, I'm going to try to work on the exhaust manifold to install the bolts where they need to go with the supports for the spark plug shields and the spark plug. I'm going to do the spark plug wires, and I'll do all that. And of course I have detailed notes, and I finally figured out a way to take good pictures from this manual and not have a shadow by adding some extra lighting to get rid of the shadow, and I'm learning as I go. Now, if you are a Facebook group administrator and I post to your group and you delete it, you won't see me back, because I may answer some posts and questions, but I won't initiate a post to your group anymore if you delete my content. I can create my own group. if I want to, but I don't want to take away executive focus or members from your groups that are General Motors ML van related groups, and you know, it's sad that you don't appreciate free content, especially with the research I'm offering, because this is a chronic problem that people say, my AC is intermittent. Okay, it's a problem. There is a fix, if that's what it is. Now, the high pressure switch on the compressor also has a connector that can be funky. Or you just might be low on refrigerant, and you can put a jumper and bypass your low pressure sensor to find out. Or you can put a jumper on your high pressure. You know, there are troubleshooting processes that I try to explain in these videos. And I'm sorry if I don't speak that well. I'm doing the best I can at my age. And at some point, these videos will end because I have other projects I have to work on. But right now, I'm trying to get this engine installed and running. So give me a thumbs up if there's anything useful. And I try to do an intro piece to say what I plan to do today on each day or multiple days. And then I splice those into a video production. And I'm not being paid if you watch until I have 4,000 subscribers. I only have 420 now. Thank you, subscribers, and you can join or unsubscribe at any point. That's fine. And give me a thumbs up if there's anything useful in here, like what I'm adding. And I'm also posting my research to the media and photograph section of the groups, on the ones that allow me to, that tolerate me. And hopefully there's good information in there, you know. Plus sometimes I have my notes in there, like these wire hangers that I like. I got the part numbers for those. And you can always go to your local dealership and talk to the parts department. Talk real nice, and they'll give you part numbers. Or you can look it up online, or Rock Auto's real good too. So we'll move on to actually doing some work as soon as it dries out outside a little bit. I'm having problems with monsoon rains, and so thanks for watching.
It's Thursday, August 29th, 2024.
Are you sure? Hey Siri, are you sure it's Thursday? What day of the week is it? Come on, Siri, you can do it. Anyway, this is Dennis Sietsma, Homestead, Florida.
Sorry, could you say that again?
What day of the week is it, Siri? I don't know. Anyway, it's Q1, whatever day it is, August 2024. I'm Dennis Sietsma, Dennis John Sietsma Productions. I am an out-of-work electrical and electronic engineer, and would be happy to take employment if high-paying job was offered me using my FAA skills. That said, I'm doing these videos for Astro van fans, and we'll get into the baseline timing here pretty soon. But to know this, that connector you need to locate and disconnect to disable the powertrain management system computer and set the base timing without it interfering. Anyway, as you know, my wiring looks pretty ratty, especially this air conditioning wire that goes to my compressor. But fear not, I have a new one to install, and we'll cut this out and then I'll connect it and solder it, and you see how ratty this connector looks, and it's 1,000,000 years old. A lot of people complain about intermittent air conditioning, and I think it's because of the problems with the whatchamajigger, the connector. And I also accidentally pinched this pretty solidly working on the engine. You see how it's down to the wire, so I'll cut it back behind the damage and do my wiring, and it'll be prettier later. And I'm not going to replace everything. I'm going to do what I need to do to get this running, and then we'll worry about the rest of it later. But I do need to clean up the wiring, and I'm trying to find the right nuts for those two studs that hold the ignition. I got a bunch of nuts, but this is like an odd size. I think that's I don't know, that's a metric M6 dash something, and I'm trying to ferret that out because the studs are also the same on all of these bolts for the plenum, so got to work that out. Let me pause the camera for a minute. We'll grab something else I need. Okay, I got a new connector here. I forget where I bought this. I'll have to check my receipts and I'll mention it later, but this General Motors part number 121-01937. GM part number 121-01937. This is for a 1994 Astro van, VIN W. And can't remember where I got this from. Genuine GM parts. Yeah, 937. Yeah. And it's the same connector as the original, but these wires are not long enough, so I am not going to do what I said. I'm going to figure out, well, I wonder what colors those are. I know it's green, and the other one looks like brown. And I have some marine grade wire left over from another project, so I may do that. But this is your problem with a lot of intermittent AC, is the connector itself needs to be replaced and the wiring cleaned up. So so far the rain has gone around us today, and after I've answered a lot of questions to an individual on one of the groups asking about how to do the baseline timing, but there's like 2 marks on here, and I don't know what the first one's for, but as it's going clockwise you'll see 2 marks with the timing light. The first one I don't know what it's for. It's a mystery to me, so post a comment if you know. The second one is the timing mark, and you set it right about there to spec, and I forget the spec, I have to look it up. But I'm posting pages from pictures I took of the service manual. I'm posting those to the social media groups on Facebook in the media section, so you can look it up as well. But right now I'm trying to clean up the engine bay a little bit. I'm spraying it down with degreaser, and I'm going to paint that area black, and then I'm going to use some fluorescent paint to do the correct mark, and I've already gone over it with a wire brush to get rid of the old marks. And so, and then later I ordered some grounding lugs, and I'm going to run a new cable that is not factory, from the front of the engine to the back of the engine and then all the way to the fuel pump, to make sure I have ample ground. And there's a part I need for the emissions. I broke it. It's like a plastic pipe, and they want god-awful money for it. So I'm trying to find a cheaper source, like if Dorman makes it or somebody. And there's a second pipe on here that's worn through I need to get. So all of that I'll go to the GM dealer and get the part numbers, and then I'll research it myself. But if somebody knows, please post a link or a part number for me. And I appreciate you watching. Okay, audience, as you know from my past discussions, I'm an electronic and electrical engineer and out of work, and I like using marine grade wire for new work. And I got some solid wire for making the little jumpers that require, usually 18 is better than 20, but I have some 20. Anyway, I had to go through my ditty bag left over from another project of marine grade wire, and I am almost out of the green, so I need to order some more of that. I can order that from Walmart online and have it here toot sweet. Or I can order it from, what else? I can order it from pacergroup.net. Pacergroup.net has wonderful stuff, but they require a larger quantity than what I can get from Walmart. And I'm out of brown apparently, and I need to look this up in the book to see if it's brown and green for the air conditioning compressor. But it's good for me to go through this bag of junk to see what I do have. So I'm going to leave the air conditioning connector for later. I can do that later. I just wanted to mention it now and prep and stage, and I'll order what I need and then we'll go from there. I really like Pacer Group. They're in Sarasota, Florida. They're a family-owned company and they sell excellent product. And if you go to their stores, and I don't know where they are, but there's one at Fort Lauderdale International, and you walk in and they love walk-in traffic, and they got everything. Oh man, more than I can even think to talk about. So pacergroup.net, and they also do, if you need like a primary color with a tracer, they do that, but it's like 100-foot minimum, so you got to call them and arrange for that. A special job, but they will do it, and other people won't do two colors. So for a lot of reasons, they're my go-to. pacergroup.net. And this is Dennis Sietsma Productions, Homestead, Florida, USA. This is a documentary about my 1994 Astro van engine replacement. It is not a how-to. I make mistakes, and this is not the best way to do it. This is the way I'm doing it. And thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, please, if there's anything interesting in here. I really like the thumbs up. And as far as subscriptions, you can subscribe or drop out. It doesn't matter. Whatever you like. If you like what I'm doing and you want to see more, then subscribe. And thanks for watching. Audience of Astrovan enthusiasts, Astrovan fans, General Motors mid-level vans, mid-size vans, 1994 Astro. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, August 29th. It's a Thursday, East Coast. I'm in Homestead, Florida. My name's Dennis Sietsma. Trying to look up the wire colors for the compressor in the service manual. And I'm going to put as many of these pages up that I can take photographs of and post them to the Facebook groups, because people seem to like that. And today one of the administrators deleted one of my posts on my videos, so I guess they don't like the video. But I'm trying to do what people like, and I'm trying to communicate lucidly what stops your AC from working in August. And you want to troubleshoot it, or at least be cognizant of the ways to troubleshoot it. Now, there's an electrical connector that goes from the compressor, and it's 2 wires, and as far as I know, they're green and brown, and they are deteriorated on mine, and I like to use marine grade wire. Now, I have the green, enough of the green, but not the brown, so I need to confirm the colors before I order more marine grade wire from either pacergroup.net online and wait for it, or from Walmart. Now, Walmart's kind of cool. If you order something and they don't have it in the store, sometimes they'll ship it right to you for free. They've been doing that lately, and I like it. So, tech tip. Give me a thumbs up if you like the tech tip. I can't figure out the wiring because they're not showing me, so I'll have to go to electrical, I guess, section of this book. I bought the book when I bought the van because I'm a person who likes to do their own work, and do-it-yourself work can be dangerous, can result in death or injury, so do it at your own risk or hire a professional. Anyway, I gotta look this up. It's gonna take a little while, so I'm gonna pause the camera. Okay, you can go online and buy these books. Somebody sells them, I don't know who. They're rare. If you see them and you want it, buy it right then. Anyway, section 16, engine wiring should have it. and it shows connector number 2. Number 2 is connector, AC compressor, and that's what deteriorates. Now on the back of the compressor there's a high pressure cutoff switch, so you can jumper that out, and I like using 18 American wire gauge solid wire, and I bought it online at this company, TUO, I don't know if that's an F or FENG. Let's see if it's somewhere else on the box. www.tuofeng.site, S-I-T-E. That's different. And then they got a weird email. I'll take a picture of it and post it. Anyway, so I want to replace those 2 wires, but I need to know the colors. And I don't want to mess anything up. So would be nice if I had a schematic. So I got to go to yet another section. This is the biggest thing about finding information, is knowing how to work the manuals and having the manuals. Online you can sign up for a subscription, Mitchell1doityourself.com, or you can do alldatadoityourself.com, and those are good, but I like the paper manuals. To me are the best. This is like the gold standard, is having it in hard copy. Thanks for watching. I got to do more research, find those colors. Okay, I have to switch manuals. I have to go to the Drivability, Emissions, and Electrical Diagnosis Manual, which is manual number 2 of 3 that I have. And had I not had the foresight of buying these books, which seemed crazy in 1994, a brand new van, but now it's 30 years old, and this is gold. Gonna pause the camera. Okay, you need to know if you've got VIN Z or VIN W, and they're different RPO codes. L35 is for the CPI engine, and a lot of problems with the Astro vans are in the ground distribution system. I call it grounding and bonding, because things corrode and then things don't work right. And like that connection right there on the back of the engine, that G197 and G198, those 2 are bonded to a bolt on the back of the engine, and if that sucker corrodes, you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna have engine codes, PCM troubles. You'll change everything and then find out it's a bad ground after you replaced everything. Tech tip, give me a thumbs up please. Ding 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 ding. Are you having fun yet? Anyway, this section shows you the color of every wire in here. In this section, this VIN Z, and I say VIN, vehicle identification number, and here's all the connectors and all the definitions. You can go to your GM dealer and say, I need this connector, I need that connector, and from this they can look it up and get you what you need. And a lot of places sell the connectors, some of them more affordable than others, so you got to shop. And this is one of the most valuable sections in the book, is it shows the connector for the powertrain control module, the PCM, powertrain control module. I keep saying ECM, PCM. They have different names, and that tells you what it does and how it should be connected, and the wire colors and everything you need. Got to take some photographs of these pages, and then, but I can't take photograph of every page. This is way too much information. I would like to rather answer a question with an answer, not look at this video or check this page, but you know, I'm doing the best I can to communicate with a mass audience, and the object here is not to get more subscribers for my YouTube channel. That would be nice, but I need so many, and thumbs up I like, but I'm trying to help enthusiasts and fans and aficionados. I'm trying to help you not get frustrated working on these vans, and this can be a tricky thing. I mean, it's you know, if you do your homework, it's easy peasy, because once you know, you know. But if you don't know and you have a problem, then now what do you do? And there's plenty of places that will charge you for this kind of service. I'm doing it for free, technical support, while I'm still breathing and in a good mood. My mood could change at any minute, especially if things that I post get deleted without explanation, that it's off topic, off subject, or I just don't like it and I'm the admin. Anyway, folks, gotta pause the camera while I look this up. Okay, while I'm looking through the book, the four-wheel anti-lock brake system is a Kelsey Hayes. It's either the early generation was a 4WAL or a 2WAL Kelsey Hayes, and then later it was model 325, and they all suffer from the same failures. The control module, the solder connections need to be reflowed, and it's hermetically sealed, so you got to get inside to the solder joints and then reflow them, and there's videos on how to do that online already. But I actually have a Facebook group called GM ABS, etc., on Facebook, and we get into the weeds and the nitty-gritty on how to fix these ABS systems without spending a ton of money. But it may require a trip to the salvage yard or two, or finding somebody who used to work for Kelsey Hayes. I actually found somebody who did, and I wanted to know how to repair the electric motor, because I know how to repair electric motors. I've done it before, and they said it can't be done. So tell an engineer it can't be done. Okay. Hey, if we did it one time, we ought to be able to do it the next time. But the sensor that fails on the SIR system, on the supplemental end, is this little doodad here, number 2, on the center frame. And it gives you a code. Oh no, those are the 2 in the front. It gives you a code, and if it's in the middle of the vehicle, and if that gives you a code, you're going to go nuts, because the code it gives you is sometimes mistaken for a transmission code, because you need to select in the OBD1 system, either you select your transmission codes by jumpering at 2 contacts, I can't remember which, and then your brake codes by jumpering to it, and then the vehicle codes. So you got 3 options there where you jumper it to ground. But that sucker, it's very expensive part too. I got one from a salvage yard, and I replaced it and the code went away. They were telling me I needed a new transmission, and I said no, I got the book. The book gives me codes, and you are making a mistake, and it would have been an expensive mistake for me. Tech tip, ding 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 ding, thumbs up please. Okay, heater. Oh come on people, give me the wiring, air conditioning wiring. Okay, air conditioning. Okay, also on the accumulator tank you have a low level refrigerant switch, so you want to jumper both those switches out when troubleshooting, not permanently, just for troubleshooting, because they both have good purpose. Alright, so air conditioning. Finally I get to the circuit. Yay. Blower resistor, AC relay for high speed, goes bang from the fusible link on the positive side of the bit, goes right to that relay to give you high speed on the AC. So that's one test. Will it work on high? Have you tried jumpering the relay with this jumper wire that I am recommending, 18 gauge solid wire that I mentioned earlier? And do you have a good connection to the compressor? So let's see the compressor. Blower. Okay, this is all blower. Okay, blower does not operate. I'm looking for the wiring for the compressor. As you can tell, research takes a lot of time, and sometimes I post and then I come back later to refine the post. AC controls. Okay, powertrain control, compressor clutch, and that's a dark green wire, like I said, and the other wire is a black wire. So I thought it was brown, but okay, so I've got green and I got black, so the new connector got 2 gray wires on it, as you saw earlier. So anyway, I'll fix that later. Right now I want to do the spark plugs and the exhaust manifold, and then start working on the wiring and getting all the emission stuff connected today, if it doesn't rain on me. But right now I need to break for lunch. But you see the troubleshooting process when your AC compressor doesn't come on. It may be inhibited because it's got a bad relay. It won't blow on high. You could have a bad switch. You could have a bad low on refrigerant, and you jumper the low refrigerant sensor out to see if it comes on. Could be the high pressure switch. Now, high pressure is bad because you can actually go into hydrolock and destroy your compressor. So don't bypass the high pressure switch. And I paid a shop to replace the compressor for me years ago before I learned this stuff, and they bypassed it, and I found it later. They had just twisted the wires together. So beware of that stuff and check your wiring. Look for, a lot of times it's rodents. They love to eat some of this insulation, so redoing the wiring with modern materials is a good idea. You may not be able to replace the entire wiring harness because the connectors are hard to come by and can be expensive. So anyway, gonna break for lunch. We'll talk to you later. This may be it for the day if the rains move in. This may be the last segment. But audience, if anything useful here, give me a thumbs up, please. Ding, ding, ding. Dennis Seatsma, Homestead, Florida, USA.
August 29th, 2024.
Thursday, August 29th, 2024. It's almost 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm to the point of installing this engine where I'm going to start working on the electrical system. This wiring harness looks really like a ratty mess, but I have done continuity tests from the powertrain control module, the computer, which is here on the passenger side. From those connectors, I've done continuity tests to every pin, and everything's fine. I'm going to forego any improvements to the air conditioning connector, which is a green and a black wire, green and black. Looks to be, I don't know, probably might be 16 gauge, might be 18 gauge. Anyway, I've ordered new wiring, marine grade wire I ordered from pacergroup.net, and I'll have to drive up to Fort Lauderdale Airport and pick it up. But the electrical connection that always gives us trouble is that dude right there, and it needs to be cleaned and attached to the back of the engine for a solid operation of the computer. And there's another one on the front, and both of those grounding and bonding work together to give a solid ground for the powertrain management computer, or module I should say, PCM. And I will be working to install this wiring harness and clean it up as I go. Won't be doing much cleanup because it works. And later, if I can ferret out where to get all the wiring I need, I'll make improvements as I go. But I need to install these spark plug shields on where they go, and the supports for the spark plug wires, and I got the right bank connected. And I want to time the engine, and the compression on this is amazing. I mean, I can barely turn it at the crankshaft using a socket and ratchet. So I'll be using the starter more in the future. But for right now, I'm going to be doing more wiring. And the weather's stable at the moment, so at least I think it is. But the birds are out, and I'm cleaning this up before I paint that black and then redo the marks on the harmonic balancer. And in the service manual they called that something else. I got to look up the term. Like I say, engineers are real fussy about terms, And I found I have a broken plastic thing I need to replace that goes from the engine over to the emissions control. And I found it online, I think Rock Auto, but it's really expensive. And you see the ratty stuff here on the ABS wiring. I need to put some additional plastic around there, and I need to put additional plastic around there. This I don't know what you call that stuff, but it's the stuff that's deteriorated. I got more of it in the shed. I forget the name of it at the moment, but making progress, and little by little. Thanks for watching. 6:05. Okay, my tap and die set tells me this is a 3/16-16. That's national course, 3/8 inch diameter by 16 national course for the exhaust manifold bolts. This one is 2 1/4 long, and I'm using a 14 millimeter 9/16. They're very close to each other, so I can get away with this. I usually put never sees on everything that I want to put together and not have come apart, and going to use that for one bolt on this heat shield, and then I'll figure out the lengths. I have plenty of 3/8-16 bolts. I have a lot of them in my storage area. So next we'll put in one bolt and then the other, and we'll see how it comes out. Thanks for watching. Going on to the next segment. Okay, it's 6:19 on the 29th of August. It's a Thursday, Eastern Time. 9/16 is really the proper size for these SAE bolts, and my tap and die says that this is a national course, 3/8 of an inch -16. Write that down, Dennis. And 2-inch bolt is too long. I have to washer it up, or 1.25 is too long. 1.25 is too long. So write that down, Dennis. I was using 14 millimeter, and that was a really tight fit on a 9/16 bolt, but it does work. I don't have one of these in a 9/16 yet, so that'll be what I order next, I guess, online. But I like these tools. These are really nice. This is a Jet Tech tool, and I got weather moving in from the east, so I'm going to have to stop again because of weather. So we are coming along here on the passenger side with the exhaust manifold, a little at a time. So thanks for watching. Next segment. Okay, weather's still moving in, and I got the bolts in. They're too long. I gotta find shorter ones in my inventory, and then I can finish up on the passenger side and then move on to the driver's side. But it's 6:25 now, August 29th, 2024. On to the next segment, folks. Okay, we got to play Goldilocks with this. The lower one is too short, the upper one is too long, and these are both 3/8 of an inch -16 national course bolts. So what's in between? And I got to figure this out before the rain comes in. I hear it rumbling out there. So you got to get the right bolts for the exhaust manifold, and these are all SAE bolts. And so on to the next segment. Audience, I'm trying to order from NAPA a Rockford bolt, flange bolt, grade 8, SAE 3/8-16, 1 3/4 inch long, 1.75. And I'm trying to order it and have it shipped, but the website won't let me. It just says you can't pick up at the store, and for some reason it's giving me an error when I try to have it shipped, because my billing address and my shipping address are different, and the website just is going tilt. It won't do it. So that means I have to go to the store and to the, into Homestead, probably the one on Maury Drive, and get part number Romeo Foxtrot Delta 2701630, and 12 of those, and $32. And those are exhaust manifold bolts that are 1.75 inches long, and the correct thread, 3/8-16 national course. I tried an 1.5-inch bolt and it was too short. I tried a 2-inch bolt and it was too long. And why I can't find these bolts anywhere in 1.75 inches is ridiculous. This ought to be a Dorman pack, I would think. Anyway, I'll look up Dorman later. And I'm going to back burner this whole damn issue. I can use the 2-inch bolts and use washers for now until I get this engine running, and I'll make it pretty later. But this is so frustrating that you can't get the right bolt unless you go to the Chevy dealer and get the part number and then order, and pay Chevy prices for a grade 8 or grade 9 exhaust manifold bolt. So these are problems you run into. I don't know what a professional mechanic would do. I'm not a professional marine or automotive technician. Oh boy, so frustrating when you can't know what you need to buy, or you think you do, and you can't buy it. So, but I did order the 9/16 ratchet wrench with the flex head. It'll be here tomorrow. And these are 9/16 bolts, and I prefer it in a flange head with a serrated flange if I can get it. And hopefully after this hits the internet, somebody will tell me where I can get these things that I'm trying to find, or I'll find them. And there is a bolt place up in Miami, Mitchell Welding Supplies, and that guy's good. And I got to go up to Fort Lauderdale to pick up some marine wire anyway, so I ordered some marine grade wire from pacergroup.net. But this is the last segment for today, August 29th, 2024, on my 1994 Chevy Astro van project to improve it. Not full restore, just get it back to daily driver. And I bought it new, and this is a documentary, not a how-to. A documentary. This is just a story, not how to do it. But I give you a lot of tech tips, so I appreciate thumbs up. Like this tech tip, that the exhaust manifold bolt is SAE 3/8-inch-16, which is national course, and 1 3/4 inch long as far as I can determine. And I've tried using 1.5 and 2-inch, and they're either too long or too short. So thanks for watching, and you can subscribe if you want, or drop out anytime you wish. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not doing this to make money. I'm doing it to help fellow enthusiasts work on their old equipment if they decide to. And do-it-yourself work can be dangerous. Death or injury can result, so do at your own risk, or don't do it. Hire a shop. But I don't think a shop would do all the things you see me doing, because this is my vehicle and I want it a certain way, which is why I like doing my own work. Dennis Seatsma, Dennis John Seatsma Productions, Homestead, Florida, USA. This is it for today, the 29th of August, 2024. Thanks for watching.